Guys, this is Yoda. In this video, we'll go over some crucial skips that are in War Within Season 2 dungeons. So for the first one, we're going to talk about Workshop at the end. You almost always are going to have full count when you get here, and you have to be able to skip these in order to not be overcount. Most pugs, I would assume, are just going to play this pack by pack, like kill this and then kill this. So that's like 2 to 3 minutes down the drain. If you can skip this, then that would be more ideal. So we're going to show how to do it with a Paladin. Note that we do have a Warlock in the group, so people are going to be gating through. You do not need a Warlock for this skip. So I'm going to tag this pack as a tank, and then I'm going to kick in both Tinkerers here. I'm going to Avenger's Shield the far one and kick the close one. And I bring the pack all over here. Your goal is to bring the pack as far away from as possible so your group can pass. If you do not have a Warlock, they would just walk here. So hopefully they have Shroud or something, but if they don't, you can pass with nothing. You have a Night Elf healer too. It's very nice. I'm just pulling them off to the side. They gate through, and then I die. By the way, you can see I'm tracking the cooldown of Short out here. That's their AoE pulse from these two defense bots. If they start casting that, they will damage people out of combat for like infinite range. So your group will need to heal through it. Basically anything to prevent having to reskip. Hopefully like you have a res class that is super tanky. They can just like try to heal them through like a monk, or your healer could like PS into wall or whatever healer they're playing, into Shadow Meld if they need to. But this is how the skip is done as a Paladin. If you have a DK, obviously you can grip one Tinker, kick the other one. Bear could like Typhoon them into the wall. Brew could ring. Warrior could AoE kick. Hopefully you're having that. DH can Misery this pack and then pull this pack all the way back. Your group can pass through Misery and mobs without worrying about combat, and then you would double jump into Shadow Meld. But yeah, this skip is pretty crucial to do as a time save. Obviously, if your group is not capable of doing it, don't like force it. It's faster to just kill the packs than to fail a skip. Yeah, this is a skip at the end of Workshop. Next, we're going to talk about the start of Theater. So this skip is relatively simple. Hopefully you have one of the many classes in this game that can skip out of combat. So Mind Soothe is what we're using here. You can also Imprison, Sap, Shroud. Warlock can play Horrify, and Evoker can Sleepwalk. I'm sure I'm missing something there. There are some other ways that you can skip this mob, such as Para Ring, Freezing Trap into Feign, etc. But basically the goal is to make sure this contender does not combat to your, like aggro to your group. If you choose to pair a ring, by the way, then you cannot approach like I just did here. This Bloodhorn will social to the unyielding contender. This works with Mind Soothe, but not with pair a ring. You would like jump past him and then pull him forward so he doesn't social to anything. The reason you want to do this skip, by the way, is because you basically cut a pull from the dungeon. If you do not do the skip, you basically have to play Bloodhorn with 3 mobs. And then the second pull is the boss, which feels really bad. If you do the skip, you play Bloodhorn with the boss here. And then at the end, we're going to skip to the end here. You can just play the 3 mobs with Mordretha at the start, which is Mordretha as the last boss. As you can see, we just come up from downstairs. Then I pull these. Boss is spawning in like 30 seconds. We're going to kill off the caster, and then we'll fight the 2 contenders, usually with the boss. The next skip is going to be in the Rookery. So this is right after the first boss. The Rookery is kind of a straight line dungeon. There's not much you can skip, but these mobs you can skip. This isn't that complicated of a skip. You kind of just walk past them. But a lot of groups are gonna pull this. So by the way, you can skip this. This is what we're showing. Also, as I just showed, you can use the extra action button to skip all the way here on the hallway. You don't need to skip like, you know, where everyone else is, I guess, to the right here. You want to get as forward as possible in the dungeon. This patrol, if it's bad, you kind of just have to play it. It's fine, but if it's good, which the patrol could be up here, then you can skip it with Mind Soothe into Prison on the middle one, or just Prison the close one, either way. Prison on the middle one makes it so it doesn't patrol all the way down, so you don't have to worry about it while you're fighting the next pack. If you don't have Mind Soothe, you can just Prison the left one and pass through, and then hopefully like you pull this pack a little bit forward, and you don't have to worry about the patrol walking into you. Or you could just pull the patrol, either way. You don't need the patrol though. Alright, so that's the skip. Next, we're going to talk about the Motherlode. So this was a recent discovery found in the last couple days. So previously, people were pulling this Peacekeeper, and it was causing all kinds of trouble. I saw like every group would get to the Motherlode, and they would have to try this pull like 3 times before they could pass through. Well, guess what? On live, your key fucking depletes, so you can't do that. So we're doing a different route here. We're fighting right here on the dance floor, and then we're going to skip this guy on the right. So you can see our priest is fading through here. You can technically also grip through the wall, like you could grip someone on a mount. I could mount up on my 2-seater mount, kick off both NPCs, you'll jump on, and then you would grip through. But here we're like practicing the skip because it's like kind of new. Skip is actually on the right here. I don't know why I'm peeking over there. I accidentally aggro this Red Reveler, but it doesn't matter. This is like my first time doing the skip, so I could mess it up a couple times. So the trick is to jump on this box here, and then you jump forward and to the right into this corner. Once you have succeeded that jump, you do not need to jump a second time. You can just walk over the wall. I failed again. And we're going to jump. We succeed this time, and then we just walk over the wall. Again, by the way, if you have a priest, they can just fade through and then grip someone on mount to make this super simple, or you can just grip any stragglers as well. If you do actually end up commenting something like I did here, just kill it. Also, in my route video, I do mark this pole, but ideally you're also not playing this Peacekeeper, so we're going to show the skip here. This part you don't need Mind Soothe for, you just hug left here. Then you get here, and you have to wait for the patrol. This patrol, by the way, is really weird. He, you can see he like pauses here. He doesn't like walk back and forth slowly. He pauses and runs. So he's gonna pause and then run all the way over there. And he's gonna pause again and run all the way over here. And he's gonna pause again and run all the way back. So you just wait and then wait for him to run through, and then you go. And then we're on to the next part of the route, but we're not gonna show that because this is a skip video. All right. Next, we're going to talk about the end of Floodgate. So a lot of the time you're going to get here and you're going to have too much count. You're not going to want to play it. I think we actually don't have count in this video, but we're skipping it anyway for fun. So you skip there with Mind Soothe, and then we're going to Mind Soothe again here, I think. Yeah, so we Mind Soothe and get skipped through. Obviously, we don't have count right now, but whatever. Everyone just skips this, usually on PTR. So the trick here, if you don't have Mind Soothe, you can use 2 CCs that skip combat, such as Imprison or Sap. Most groups usually just have Mind Soothe, so you just throw one in the middle. If you don't have Mind Soothe, you need Imprison and Sap, or Para Ring, either way, or Horrify or Sleepwalk, obviously. So the key here is you need to dip in here into the alcove. If you do not dip here, you'll face pull the jump start. Like if you just walk in a straight line, you're gonna face pull this guy. You hug right and then into the wall. And then here. That's the skip. Lastly, we have a skip in the Darkflame Cleft. So we just finished off of this pack. We do not want to play extra mobs because this first area kind of sucks and it's a straight line dungeon, so there's not much you can skip anyway. We're going to finish off these pack moles, and then we're going to try to get these 2 pack moles into the boss, but not the mole herd or the rank overseer. Our demon herd kind of just walks in. Ideally, you would be doing this as the tank and not as a demon nut and not as a DPS, but whatever, it worked out. You have to wait for this rank overseer to pass, and then this mole herd gets para-ropped or imprisoned, sap, Mind Soothe, whatever. Kind of sucks if you have to wait for the patrol here, but yeah, we're just waiting for this guy to move through. These pack moles are like complete free count, by the way, on the boss, which is why we're doing this. And we just pass on the left. Get that pack, and we pull 2 pack moles into the boss. Bang. All right, so that is the skips that we're going to show in this video. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.